Hey Matthew, so here's the start of the video for you guys' quiz review number 1. So, as you guys can clearly see, today is the 16th of September, and I wrote quiz review number 1. And make sure you lock in your page numbers for this so that, you guys are good to go. Alright, so we're going to move on to the quiz. Alright, so quiz review number 1. Here are the topics that you guys will be quizzed on. Introduction to angles, which is linear pairs, adjacent angles, not corresponding, complementary angles, and vertical angles. We have parallel lines cut by transversal, which are angle relationships, you guys, that have to do with alternate interior, same side interior, alternate exterior angles, same side exterior angles, and corresponding angles. Geometric terms, and introductions to proofs. So, we have intro to angles first. And this is where you guys are supposed to solve for x and find the angle measurements. So, for number 1, if you recall, this is a linear pair. So, since it's a linear pair, that means it's both an adjacent angle and supplementary angles. Adjacent angle, remember, they share a common side and a common vertex. And they're supplementary because both of the angles add up to 180 degrees because they both form a straight angle. Or straight line. So let's solve. Okay, so we're gonna have 18x minus 20 plus 12x minus 10 is equal to 180. Why? Because these are supplementary angles, which means two angles add up to 180. So now we simplify, so we collect like terms, so 18x plus 12x is 30x. Negative 20 minus 10 is negative 30, which is equal to 180. We add 30 to both sides. 30x is equal to 210. Divide both sides by 30. And we get x is equal to 7. So, you solve for x, but now you have to find the angle measurements. So you find the angle measurements by substituting your value of x into both of these. So we have 18x minus 20 over here. We got 12x minus 10. Substitute in 7 into x for both. 18 times 7 minus 20. 12 times 7 minus 10. 18 times 7, subtract that by 20, you get 106 degrees. And for this other one, you get 12 times 7, subtracted by 10, and you get 74 degrees. Now, do these answers make sense? And it does, because you guys know a linear pair are supplementary angles. Two angles that add up to 180. 106 plus 74 is 180 degrees. So, number 1. Now, I'm going to drag this down a little bit. Alright, number 2. So, both of those angles, 2x minus 23 and 3x minus 17, they add up to 90. They both form combined 90 degrees. So, these are going to be complementary angles. So that means these two angles add up to 90. And then you guys solve. Combine like terms, so 2x plus 3x is 5x. Negative 23 minus 17 is negative 40. Add 40 to both sides. And we get 5x is equal to 130. Divide both sides by 5, and we get x is equal to 130 divided by 5, 26. So we solved for x, but now, right, in the directions, you guys have to find the angle measurement. So 2x minus 23, and we have 3x minus 17. Substitute 26 into both of the x's. There we go. And now you guys solve. 2 times 26 subtracted by 23 will give you guys 29. And 26 times 3 subtracted by 17 will give you guys 61. Does this make sense? Yes, it does, because complementary angles are two angles that add up to 90. 29 plus 61 are 90 degrees. Example 3. So we have two angles that are across from each other. These are called vertical angles. So vertical angles are congruent in your guys' notebook. Vertical angles are congruent, which means they have equal measurements. So 5x plus 7 is equal to 10x minus 23. I'm going to get variables on my left-hand side, so I'm going to subtract both sides by 10x. Negative 5x plus 7 is equal to negative 23. I'm going to get my constants to the right, so I'm going to subtract negative 7 from both sides. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 5, which will get me x is going to equal to 6. Now, did you have to move variables to the left and constants to the right? No. You could have moved the variables to the right-hand side and the constants to the left. Even if you did that, you're going to get the same answer. So, after that, we solve for x. Now find the angle measurement. So 5x plus 7 is there. 10x minus 23 is there. Substitute 6 into x for both. So 5 times 6 plus 7, that's 37 degrees. 10 times 6 minus 23 is 37 degrees. Does this make sense? Yes, it does, because vertical angles are congruent, which means they should have equal measurements in terms of their angle measurements. So 37 is equal to 37. Okay, next. It's parallel lines cut by transversal. State the type of angle you have and solve for x and find the angle measurements. So for 4, two parallel lines cut by transversal. Identify these by labeling. We have interior angles are here in this region, right? And we have exterior angles out here. Now look, we have a pair of an exterior and an interior angle, and if you guys notice, these are a pair of corresponding angles. And you guys know in your notebook, corresponding angles are congruent. So, if they're congruent, they are equal to each other. So 6x minus 37 is equal to 3x plus 5. Move my variables to the left-hand side, so I'm going to subtract both sides by 3x. And I want to move my constants to the right. 3x is equal to 42. Divide both sides by 3. X is going to equal to 14. Substitute x into both of the angle measurements so we can find our angles. So 6 times 14 minus 37, and here we got 3 times 14 plus 5. So 6 times 14 minus 37 will give you guys 47 degrees. And 3 times 14 plus 5 will give you 47 degrees. Does this make sense? Yes, because corresponding angles are congruent. 47 is equal to 47. Okay, 5. Okay, look. We have interior. Both of these are in the interior region. So you got two options. You either got same side interior angles or alternate interior angles. Well, they're not on the same side of the transversal, so it can't be same side. And so that probably means these are both alternate. So we got alternate interior angles. And in your notebook, you know alternate interior angles are congruent. So 20x plus 5 is going to equal to 30x minus 15. I'm going to move variables to the left, so subtract 30x from both sides. And I'm going to move constants to the right, so move 5, subtract 5 from both sides. So my variables are on the left, constants on the right, divide both sides by negative 10. X is equal to 2. Now, substitute 2 into both our angles to find our angle measurements. So 20x plus 5, 30x minus 15. So 20 times 2 plus 5, 30 times 2 minus 15. And for both of them, we are going to get 45 degrees. Which makes sense because alternate interior angles are congruent. 6. Okay, look, we got a pair of exterior angles. Looking at the transversal, I notice they are on the same side. So we have same side exterior angles. Okay, so if we have same side exterior angles in your notebook, same side exterior angles are supplementary, which means both these angles add up to 180. 8x minus 3 plus 7x minus 27 is equal to 180 degrees. 8x plus 7x combined like terms is 15x. Negative 3 minus 27 is negative 30, which is equal to 180. Add 30 to both sides. We get 15x is equal to 210. Divide both sides by 15. And x is going to equal 14. Now, substitute this into both of them so that you guys can find their exact angle measurements. So 8x minus 3, 7x minus 27. Substitute 14 into both. And 8 times 14 minus 3 is 109 degrees. 7 times 14 minus 27, 71 degrees. Which makes sense because same side exterior angles are supplementary. 109 plus 71 is 180 degrees. Okay, for your geometric terms, there's 18 terms that you guys did, and this is the same as your guys' homework that you guys did for the geometric term scavenger hunt. 18 terms, and they're going to be matching. You're not going to receive all 18 terms, but you're going to receive random ones that I pick. And we are going to take our exam on Edulastic, so it's going to be matching, going to be random 18 terms, not going to be all of them. Might be 4, might be 5, might be 3, who knows, but it will be matching. Lastly, intro to proofs. So, there were multiple properties that we took notes on the other day. So you gotta use those properties in order to prove our statement, which is that right there. So, remember, your guys' first reason is always given, because they give you the statement. Okay, 2. First step, we gotta do this. Okay, 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is minus 6 plus x is equal to 2 times x, which is 2x. 2 times 7 is 14. What was the property that we just used? That is the distributive property of equality. Okay. Next, on the left-hand side of the equal sign, I realize I could combine these two. So I'm going to do that. 3x plus x is 4x. Keep the negative 6, and then keep both 2x plus 14. What step is that? That is called combining like terms. Alright, now we need to get variables on one side and constants on the other. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. I'm going to have my variables on the left hand side. So we're going to get 2x minus 6 is equal to 14. Reason, subtraction, property of equality. And then I'm going to add 6 to both sides to put my constants on the right hand side. So we get 2x is equal to 20. Reason, addition property of equality. And lastly, divide both sides by 2. And you should have gotten x is equal to 10. Reason, division property of equality. So, you always gotta back up every step that you guys do. Every single step. You back it up by one of our properties. Okay, so make sure you guys answer the questions through Edpuzzle so that I know that you guys are paying attention. Submit these notes to me by today by 11:59 p.m. You have to submit this before tomorrow. Okay, good luck you guys. If you need help, I got tutoring hours from 2 to 3 every day. Okay, peace.